There we go. Okay, welcome everyone to our March 1st, 2022 consent agenda. Let the record reflect that Commissioner Kearns and Commissioner Cuney are available for the meeting. Commissioner French is traveling on county business, so he cannot be here, but he is traveling on county business. So I think it's a pretty straightforward agenda for today. So I will look to my fellow commissioner.
Madam Chair, I move to approve items 1, 2, and 3, including all sub items on today's March 1st consent agenda.
Thank you very much. I will second that. So we have a motion and a second to accept items number 1, 2, 3, and all sub items on today's agenda. Everyone in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Let the motion reflect that it passed 2-0 with Commissioner French being absent due to work reasons. So with that, I don't think there was anything else other than I think that Jeff McMorris, I got a recent notice that you would like to speak for a few minutes.
Just thank you, Commissioner. Just a quick update. We received updated final compliance and reporting guidance around ARP just yesterday. And the one pager that we've been passing out and that you guys have become familiar with on all of the different eligible categories is now obsolete. They have merged, divided, changed, and now it's up to about 80 categories instead of the previous 60. Not a lot of content change, but I just wanted you guys to be aware when you're talking in the community that we will have to create a new sheet that regretfully will no longer fit on one piece of paper, but we will get that out. And then a couple other things that just came up. Any awardee that's a subrecipient will have to set up an account with the system for award management, the SAM system. You might be aware of that from your audit days, Commissioner Cooney. So that's just something we need to let particularly smaller groups be aware of. And there's also been a lot of questions around being able to cover indirect costs. These rules did clearly state that we now can go up to a 10% indirect overhead if the commissioners choose to do that when you put out RFPs. We as a county can also take that for any money being spent for county business. So that is a significant difference from CARES where that was not allowed. And so those are the major updates, but I will get a new expenditure category sheet created and around to you guys, just so you have the most updated information when you're talking with people.
Okay, thank you. So how many pages is this new section that they're adding?
This is another 43 pages.
Okay.
So we're over 500 pages total now. And the new document will just be a 2-pager that we can put all the new categories on.
Okay.
The new acronym to know is the IIJA. That's the federal acronym for the Infrastructure Act that passed last fall. We all just call it the Infrastructure Bill, but it's officially the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. So you will see IIJA on some of these new categories in reference to how ARP will interact with that other bill.
Okay, and so then they're going to allow for a 10% indirect cost allocation to be made. And then is there a threshold to having to, for small grants, or does everybody have to put into the system now?
There was no threshold. There is a less than 50,000 threshold for some things, but I believe this SAM requirement, getting onto that system, which there's no cost to it, but it'd just be time and management for the awardee. I believe that's required for everybody. I will double check and let you know if I'm incorrect.
Okay, great. Thank you. Any other?
Yeah, I was gonna, Jeff, you say, so we went from about 60 to 80 different subcategories. Does that bring additional flexibility, an additional 20 different categories that didn't exist prior, or just, I mean,
I would say it more just creates additional paperwork for staff.
okay.
And some, like half of the categories that we've been talking about to date have to be changed. There's a lot more reading, seeing where it fits. In some areas, it clears things up. In other areas, it makes them more convoluted. Like they have opened up capital a little bit, but they did it in a very gray way. So you're going to need about 5 lawyers in the room to decide whether or not you can actually do it. So I guess like anything from the federal government, some of it is helpful, some of it is not. I wasn't happy last night as I was reading through it all, frustrated as we're switching out a lot of stuff on our resolution now. But overall, at least we have another piece of current final to work with.
Okay. All right. And then I also wanted to throw out, I mean, related topic. I mean, last night, Commissioner CUNY, Commissioner French, and I got an email from Councilmember Cathcart in his role as chair of the NEPDA. So I forwarded that on to Scott and Jeff, so you guys have it. Just forwarded on before the meeting started. So, but asking that we consider sort of partnering with the city and each of us doing sort of a one-to-one match of putting in $1 million each to that PDA to help kind of spur some economic growth in that kind of traditionally underrepresented area. So just want to put that on your radar. I think so. Everybody should have it in their email now. The 3 commissioners, we got it last night, but I forwarded it on to Scott and Jeff just before our meeting started. So just wanted to highlight that for you.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Are there any other miscellaneous items that would like to be discussed at this point? Seeing Scott say no, okay. Okay, very good. But then this was like a very fast, quick 2 o'clock meeting. So I'm going to be headed back into the office. So I will be signing the documents myself, just so we know. But thank you all very much. Appreciate it. And we will meet again next Monday. Thank you.